So, what was it actually like to live a single day in Puritan New England? We're about to travel back more than 300 years to find out. I want you to try and forget everything you know about the 21st century, because we are stepping directly into their world. Okay, here we are. The year is 1690. The place is Roxbury, Massachusetts, just a small town near Boston. It's a cold November morning, and the whole world is lit by either the fire in the hearth or the very first rays of the sun. You know, this isn't just a history lesson for us. For one family, this is today. So that brings us to the big question. What did it really take to survive, let alone build a life here? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We're going to spend an entire day with the Seaver family and see their world completely through their eyes. The day kicks off long before the sun is even fully up. For a Puritan family, every single morning was a fresh start, a renewal of their purpose, and that purpose was really a blend of duty to their family and a deep devotion to God. So, let's meet our family. We have Shubael, the patriarch, a skilled craftsman, his wife, Hannah, who is absolutely the heart of the home, and then their children, each one a crucial part of this little family workforce. But take a look at that last name on the list. Robert. It's just sitting there, a quiet, heartbreaking reminder of the constant reality of loss in this world. Before a single chore begins, before the morning porridge is even touched, there is prayer. And this isn't just some empty ritual, it is the entire framework for their existence. It's an acknowledgement of their total dependence on God for everything, from the food on the table to their own health. In a world where you had so little control, faith gave you the ultimate structure. All right, prayers are done, and now the day's labor really begins. The household basically splits in two. In this world, the roles of men and women were incredibly sharply defined. Each side contributed to the family's survival, but in their own essential and very separate spheres. This really shows you the two interconnected economies running at the same time. On one side, you have Shuba and his son Joseph out in the shop doing skilled labor that connects them to the wider town, and on the other, you have Hannah and the girls running this hugely complex domestic operation that fed, clothed, and educated the entire family. The thing is, neither one could possibly function without the other. Let's just zoom in on what Shubael is doing for a second. Making a wheel was basically high-tech for 1690. It demanded this deep knowledge of materials. Knowing exactly which wood to use for which part. It was precise, it was physical, and it could even be dangerous. Especially that final step, shrinking a red-hot iron tire perfectly onto the wooden frame. This is the incredible knowledge he's passing down to his son. But life wasn't just about what you did with your hands. The inner world of the Puritans, well, it was a really complex landscape. You had this deep, profound faith in God's plan, but it was constantly shadowed by the very real fears of living in a pretty dangerous world. A simple line like this, probably spoken casually by one of the daughters, it just reveals this constant, simmering anxiety. Remember, news only traveled by word of mouth, so rumors of conflict were kind of the background noise of their lives. And this wasn't some abstract fear. No, it was rooted in a recent and very traumatic memory. You have to remember, King Philip's War had ended just 12 years before this day. It was one of the deadliest conflicts in American history, and its memory was absolutely seared into everyone in the Seaver family. The men drilled in the local militia for a very good reason. Their safety felt incredibly fragile, like it was resting on a knife's edge between their own readiness and what they called God's providence. The afternoon brings a little break from the routine, a visit from some relatives. And in this world, this was so much more than just a social call. It was actually a vital function of their entire society. Really think about it for a second. No newspapers, no internet, no television. How on earth did you find out what was going on in the world? From visits, exactly like this one. News about marriages, births, sickness, land sales, potential dangers. It all traveled from one hearth to another, weaving the community together, one conversation at a time. So as darkness falls, the family gathers back together. All the outdoor work is done, and their entire world shrinks down to the warm circle of the firelight. This time of day is all about reinforcing the bonds of family and faith. 107. That number, right there, represents the incredible intellectual rigor of their faith. Evenings often included catechism, where the children would be quizzed on these 107 questions and answers from a religious text. Memorizing these really detailed theological points was a core part of their education. It was serious, intellectual, and spiritual training. And right alongside this spiritual discipline, you had entertainment, but it was simple, it was homemade, and it was deeply personal. Shubael tells stories about his past. Joseph plays some music on his flute. They play board games. It's in these quiet moments that skills are passed down, family history is shared, and of course, futures are quietly discussed. 22. That's how many years Shubael and Hannah have been married. In a world of such constant uncertainty, that number is an anchor. It represents a partnership that has survived childbirth, the loss of a son, the threat of war, and the daily grind of colonial life. It is the very foundation this entire household is built on. And right here is the wisdom of those 22 years, passed from mother to daughter. Just notice the priorities: faith, honest work, and character, proven by how a man treats his own family. It is practical, it is faith-based, and it's advice for building a life just as enduring as her own. So as the Seaver family settles into sleep, their day ends just as it began, grounded in a world of immense challenges, but held together by faith, family, and the rhythm of hard work. It kind of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? If those were the cornerstones that built their world, what are the cornerstones of ours today?